Welcome to this InterAcct demonstration on the Stock by Batch module. The Stock by Batch module is an optional purchase module, and it allows you to be able to track items by batch number. There's two main areas where this module is used. One is where clients are wanting to be able to have one product set up with one part number, but have multiple colors or batches, and also it gives you the option to be able to have batches that might have use by dates. So if you're selling food products and things like that are going to have an expiry, it's going to allow you to track that as well. So when we've got an item set up here, one of the questions that it asks us is, does this item have serial numbers or batch numbers? Now I've selected in this particular case that this particular item has batch numbers. So that then opens up the menu item here, batch numbers by branch. So we can see in here that of the stock that we've got in here, we've got some in white and some in industrial grey. In this case, I've set up the batch number and the colour as being the exact same code. It gives you the option to be able to have batch numbers being different from the colour code if you wanted to. It tells me how many of those I've got in stock, what are available, what was the purchase price of each of those batches. So that can be another benefit of the batch number module, is that you can track the average price of each of the items within a batch rather than looking at the average price of all the items outside of the batch. The rest of the information in here shows the normal summary of information that we can see under any of the stock modules, where it allows us to see opening balances, transfers, purchases, sales, etc. on that particular batch. This is another product that I've set up in this version of the system that's been set up to batches. In this case here, it's a food-based product, a canola meal, and when we look at the batches in here, we can see a bit of a further breakdown of those, and when we pull up the details underneath those batches, we can see that we've got a use by date that's been set up in here so that we know when those products will expire. So when we raise a purchase order within the system, it allows us to select the product that we're wanting to order, how many we want to order, and normally in the standard system it doesn't actually ask us which batch we wish to order. It just doesn't have that question there, but it allows us to put in our price. When we come through to receive that purchase order, it asks us how many of the items we received, and then asks us for a breakdown of which batches we received, what their batch number is, their use by date, and it adds up to our quantity of the value of that order. At the same time, when we go to sell that product, we can see that it asks us here for what product we want, how many of them we need, and reserving those. It doesn't normally ask us at this point which batch it is that we're trying to sell, although it could. So we can see here that when we go to do the picking slip for the order, that it gives us the option to pick from any one of the batch numbers that's there. It looks at the oldest batch number and suggests to grab the details from that particular batch. I do have the option though when I come into here to say, look, I didn't want to use that batch, or I couldn't find that batch, and I can change the quantities there and say, look, we didn't take any of those, but instead we grabbed it from this batch here. If you have any other questions on the Stock by Batch module, or would like to see how it could apply to your business, please contact sales@interact.com.au. Thank you. Bye.